Dr. Oz is a TV man who wanted to be a senator, but it turned out he was a massive loser, so that's not gonna happen. So I guess it's time to go back to TV, but not so fast. He wanted to be the big, crazy, radical right winger, and it turns out not everybody loves that, and that might cause a little bit of an obstacle in getting back the TV career that made him a candidate in the first place. According to an unnamed TV producer speaking with Jezebel, and these are mostly people speaking anonymously yet. We'll see if they start to come out more publicly. But this producer says no one in the mainstream will touch him. You can't alienate half of your audience with a political stance and expect to bring in an audience on your return to television. Radar Online reports that Oz is groveling to everyone he knows in order to revive his daytime talk show about health, but the effort has been dead on arrival. He's considered now too toxic for TV. That same producer says he can't even get a word with his former producers. Dr. Oz is a social creature who likes to hear himself talk, and it's beginning to dawn on him that he's just not wanted in Hollywood circles anymore. And we can speculate about what exactly it was that happened during the campaign that hurt him so much. I mean, some of the political positions, it might be that. It might be, the 300 dogs that it turns out died during his medical experiments, or the fact that he did a high dollar fundraiser in front of Hitler's car, or his comments on abortion, or I don't know, maybe it's the crudité thing. I don't know. There was a lot that happened during that race, but it turns out it's not gonna be such an easy transition back to his former life. Miranda, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is the epitome of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you want to quit giving bad health advice on a daytime TV show so that you can go run an unsuccessful and embarrassing Senate race, and then you want to go back to TV show after you, like they said, alienated half of your base, made some absolutely ridiculous claims, you're not going to be able to do that. You alienated half of your voter base. You alienated half the people who watch your show, and you alienated everyone in Hollywood. No one wants to touch you, and it's bad when Fox News and Newsweek don't even want to give you something. They were like, "Oh, you did a good job. You were impressive, but you take that somewhere else. We don't want that here." Yeah. So it's really bad, and no one wants to touch you with a 10-foot pole when Newsweek won't even give you the time of day.
The fact that he for many years pushed whatever berry or twig or whatever was popular that supposedly will allow people to drop 60 pounds in a month without any exercise. Don't focus on that. Focus on the fact that he ruffled feathers. Don't focus on the specific claims of complete abdication of any ethical responsibilities he has as a doctor. Focus on vague stuff, like the fact that he ruffled feathers or something. No, he lied to people about berries and about shakes and about pills and all that stuff. And not in all those cases did he necessarily make any direct money from the sale of those pills, but that's hardly the only way one can profit. If he gets people to watch his show for years by promising them these miraculous results and they watch his show, he gets paid for that. He doesn't have to get paid directly for the pills. And one would argue, I think, quite fairly, that if you're getting people to take these things and they're not getting better, in fact, they're avoiding potentially really going to a doctor or really starting to exercise, then the damage is just as real whether you directly profited per pill or not. But it went beyond just the advertisements. He on his show warned parents that apple juice contained unsafe levels of arsenic, which the FDA called irresponsible and misleading, obviously. In 2013, he warned women that carrying cell phones in their bras could cause breast cancer. That's not based on anything. I don't know, maybe a 4chan post, who knows? In 2014, the British Medical Journal analyzed 80 recommendations from his show and concluded that fewer than half were supported by evidence.